Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into something really crucial, I think, for basically any service business where relationships are key, but maybe especially for construction and the trades. We're talking about that classic problem, right? For small, medium-sized construction firms, project's done, the build looks fantastic, you shake hands, and then often it's just silence. How do you actually stay top of mind? How do you make sure that the next job or that really valuable referral kind of comes back to you almost automatically without you, manually having to chase people down months later? So we looked into sources talking about automated relationship building. Our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. Figure out exactly how modern tech, we're talking AI, automation can build a really sustainable, repeatable flow of referrals and repeat business, moving way past just random ad hoc follow-ups and into something smarter.
Yeah. And it's so important because that old way of thinking, just relying on the client remembering you, or that kind of, if you build it well, they'll come back idea, that's actually becoming a bit of a liability now. I mean, historically, sure, word of mouth was everything in construction. But today, if you're not proactive, well, the internet, your competitors, they're going to fill that communication gap. And the fascinating thing right from the start is the financial impact for you, the listener. Referral jobs, repeat clients, they're usually way more profitable. Your acquisition costs are lower, they already trust you, decisions tend to happen faster, fewer headaches, basically.
Sure.
So protecting that relationship, that's like directly protecting your profit margin.
That really hits the nail on the head. That vulnerability. You finish this beautiful deck or this amazing kitchen remodel, but the minute things settle down, that goodwill, it can start to fade if you're not, keeping in touch somehow. And a lot of potential repeat customers or people who could refer you, they might just forget the company name, maybe lose your contact info, or worse.
Yeah, worse is they get drawn in by a competitor. Maybe someone who isn't even as good at the actual building work, but they just have a slicker, maybe more automated communication game.
Exactly. So just hoping for the best, that's not really a business model you can rely on, especially not now. Owners really need to be proactive, build systems that automate parts of that relationship process to ensure you get a consistent, kind of predictable flow of referrals, not just, crossing your fingers for one next year.
And the really good news here is that this kind of consistency, this level of automation, it's actually within reach now for the smaller guys too, the SMBs in construction. You don't need those massive, super expensive enterprise software systems anymore. The game has genuinely shifted because, recent tech developments have made some really powerful tools affordable and, frankly, usable.
Okay, but when you say powerful tools, I think a lot of listeners might immediately think complex IT setup, maybe even a headache. You mentioned things like CRM, project docs, communication. How do you actually tie all these different systems together without needing a full-time programmer on staff?
That's the absolute key insight we found in the source material, the piece that kind of smooths out all that friction, the thing that acts like a universal translator between your different software. It's these workflow automation tools. And the sources specifically call out Make.com. Think of Make.com as being like the central nervous system, or maybe the digital glue for your whole operation.
Okay, the glue. I like that.
Yeah, it lets construction SMBs connect pretty much everything. Their client tracking, maybe a CRM, maybe something else, their project documentation, how they communicate, even sharing media-like photos. It's the thing that makes this whole automated, almost set it and forget it system actually possible, and crucially, without needing to write code.
All right, let's unpack that then. If Make.com and similar tools are the engine, how exactly are people using them to create this, this high-touch service feel without spending endless admin hours chasing old clients or just manually typing data into different places? We found what looked like 4 key pillars, sort of defining this automated client nurturing approach. Let's start with the base layer, the foundation.
Okay, pillar 1 is centralizing relationship intelligence. You simply can't automate personalized outreach if your client info is all over the place, spreadsheets here, email folders there, maybe some handwritten notes somewhere else. The sources really lean into using Notion for this. For anyone not familiar, Notion is, it's more than just a spreadsheet or a doc folder. It's like a really flexible, connected workspace or database.
Right, I've seen Notion. It's pretty powerful.
Exactly. So you use Notion to keep these really comprehensive records for every single client. Not just contact details, but like full project histories, specific preferences they had. Do they hate phone calls, prefer texts? Were they super focused on the schedule? Or was budget the absolute driver? You log detailed meeting notes, project feedback. It becomes your central intelligence bank for every relationship.
Okay, conceptually, that makes total sense. But the practical side, For a busy contractor who's got the time to manually jump into Notion after every single email, every call, every change order, and update that client file, isn't that just swapping one admin task for another?
See, that's where the automation really earns its keep. By integrating Notion through that Make.com platform we mentioned, pretty much every customer touchpoint can get captured automatically. So an email comes in. Make.com can log the date and maybe a summary in that client's Notion page. A support ticket gets filed, tracked. A schedule change happens in your project software. It syncs and updates that central client record.
Wow.
Yeah, it means no client, no matter how long ago you worked for them, just gets forgotten or slips through the cracks. And crucially, you don't need to hire an extra person just for data entry.
All right, that's pretty compelling. So the intelligence is centralized, it's automatically updated. Now let's get to pillar 2, automating personalized outreach. This sounds like where the AI really starts, well, talking to your clients for you. We're talking about using OpenAI, the tech behind ChatGPT and stuff. It's smart text generation, but again, connected via Make.com, to send out automated but hyper-personalized follow-up emails. Is that right?
That's the idea.
Hold on, though. Hyper-personalized but automated. How do you stop that from just sounding robotic? Or worse, kind of creepy or spammy? Construction is so much about trust, that personal connection. Doesn't automating follow-ups risk feeling really impersonal?
That's a really fair question, and it's the critical point. It's not about automating the human connection itself. It's about automating the timing and the initial drafting to make sure that follow-up happens when it's most relevant and helpful. Because your data in Notion is clean and detailed, Make.com knows exactly what event should trigger an outreach and when.
Okay. So the personalization comes from the context.
Precisely.
Right.
And we're talking about specific timing triggers, like sending an email exactly 1 year after project completion of the project anniversary. That's a great non-salesy reason to reconnect. Or maybe proactively reaching out when a specific warranty is about to expire, say, for the composite decking you installed. The AI part, the OpenAI layer, helps ensure the wording of that email sounds natural, maybe varies it slightly each time so it doesn't feel like a template.
Got it. So the content isn't just generic hope you're well blast, it's tailored. It could be genuinely asking for a referral now that they've lived with the space, or offering seasonal maintenance tips specific to, say, the type of siding you installed. Or maybe just a simple, thank you for your trust note, 3 months after the job wrapped up.
Exactly that. It's the difference between being seen as just a contractor who finished a job and being seen as, like, a long-term partner who cares about the property. The whole goal is to keep your business effortlessly top of mind. So when that client is at a BBQ and someone asks, do you know a good builder? Your name pops up first because, hey, you just sent them a useful gutter cleaning tip last month.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Moving on to pillar 3 then, creating professional media and referral kits. We all know high-quality photos before and afters, testimonials, maybe case study videos. They're huge trust signals in construction. But keeping all that media organized, sized correctly, ready to share quickly, is usually a mess, right? Contractors end up emailing these massive photo files that clog up inboxes.
Total nightmare.
Yeah. So the sources bring in Cloudinary here. Why Cloudinary specifically? Why not just, Google Drive or Dropbox for storing photos?
Good question. Because Cloudinary is built for media processing, not just basic storage. It's a specialized cloud service designed for images and videos. So when you upload your high-res project photos or video clips, the automation likely triggered by Make.com, again, can instantly resize them for different uses. Maybe add your logo as a watermark, and critically optimize the files for web display or easy sharing.
Optimize, meaning make the file sizes smaller so they load faster.
Exactly. This isn't just about making things look pretty, it's about performance. Optimized images mean your website loads quicker, which keeps potential clients engaged and can even help your Google ranking a bit. So when a past client asks for a picture to show your neighbor, or you need to quickly pull up the best shots for a new prospect meeting, everything's instantly ready. Perfectly formatted, professionally branded, optimized for speed. It basically automates amplifying your word of mouth with really professional visual proof.
Okay, connecting the tech detail optimization straight to the business benefit faster engagement looks professional. Got it.
And that brings us to the final pillar, number 4. And this one I think really points to the future of client experience. Enhancing client experience with custom apps. The source material highlights a tool called Appify. What's interesting here is it lets construction businesses build their own custom client portals or tracking dashboards, but get this, without needing to write any code. No-code app building.
Whoa, okay, custom apps for clients.
Yeah, think about it. It boosts the service level dramatically. Imagine giving every client their own secure, branded online space, maybe an app on their phone where they can instantly check the latest schedule updates, look up their payment history, download those maintenance tips specific to their project. And here's the kicker. Maybe even make a referral with just a single click right there inside the app you provided.
That completely changes the dynamic, doesn't it? Moving away from messy email threads and constant phone tag towards that seamless digital experience people now expect from, well, almost everything else, Amazon, their bank.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, when Make.com is in the background, connecting this Appify portal to your Notion data and maybe your scheduling tool, all the updates sync automatically. So the client pops open the app just to see if the painters are scheduled for Tuesday, and that simple act, that check-in, becomes another positive, recurring touch point with your brand. It kind of trains them to look to your business first for info.
Okay, so we've covered these 4 pillars for outreach and engagement, but let's shift slightly. The sources also talked about how all this centralized data isn't just for communicating out to the client. It can actually help the business owner improve their own services. What's the role of AI in that strategic improvement piece?
Yeah, this is super valuable if you connect this all together. All that data you're capturing, automatically the support requests coming in, the notes from project closeouts, maybe even survey feedback. It doesn't just have to sit there. AI-powered analysis, again, often using tools like OpenAI under the hood, can sift through all that text and help owners spot recurring themes, common friction points, or systemic areas needing improvement.
How does that work in practice?
Well, the AI analyzes the volume and frequency of certain keywords or sentiments. Like the example you mentioned earlier about post-construction cleaning, that's a classic one. If the AI consistently flags keywords like dust, cleaning, mess in client feedback or support logs across multiple projects, the business knows it's a recurring issue. It's not just one grumpy client.
Right, data, not just anecdotes.
Exactly. So they can proactively address it. Maybe they start offering an optional deep clean service add-on, or they ensure that detailed cleaning expectations are clearly set and automatically included in the final project wrap-up communication.
Okay, cleaning makes sense. What about other areas, say for a framing contractor or maybe a roofer? How might AI analysis help them?
Think about supply chain issues. If the AI flags multiple notes or emails mentioning delays specifically linked to supplier X, or maybe confusion about delivery window communication, the contractor gets actual, actionable data. Maybe it's time to look for a new supplier, or maybe they just need to implement clear, automated communication protocols specifically around material delivery expectations. Or another one, subcontractors. If the AI picks up on frequent mentions of, say, a particular plumbing sub being late across several different projects logged in Notion, the owner gets objective data points to manage that relationship instead of just relying on gut feel or hearsay.
That's really powerful. It's turning that background noise, that sort of vague client friction, into concrete, data-driven opportunities to either boost revenue or just become more efficient, using tech to kind of coach your own business practices.
Precisely. And it seems like industry watchers are agreeing this level of automation isn't just nice to have anymore, it's becoming necessary.
Yeah.
The source had pointed out that construction SMBs who effectively automate these touch points and close these communication loops, they consistently tend to outperform businesses still relying purely on manual, hope-based relationship management.
Yeah, I saw a quote from a construction tech consultant, Mark Sawyer, that really summed it up well. He said something like, "Today's clients expect the same responsiveness and personalization from their contractor as they do from their favorite online store." By connecting platforms and automating updates, contractors can deliver high-touch service without burning hours on admin.
That nails it. It captures both the opportunity and, frankly, the rising expectation from the modern client. So, for you listening, thinking about your own business, the core practical takeaways seem to be these. Consider a tool like Make.com to be the essential glue connecting your systems. Centralize all your client knowledge, project notes, preferences in a flexible database. Notion is a strong contender. Use OpenAI's capabilities through Make.com for timely, personalized outreach that actually feels authentic, not robotic. Leverage something like Cloudinary to keep all your project photos and videos organized, professional, and fast-loading. And finally, think about empowering your clients with a convenient digital experience using no-code tools like Appify.
So the big picture really is that smaller firms, SMBs, they can now genuinely compete on sophisticated customer experience and relationship management. It's not just for the big guys anymore.
Right. And doing this frees up their most valuable resource, their time, to focus on delivering those top quality builds and actually strengthening the core client relationships, rather than just managing data.
It really feels like a fundamental shift in where the competitive edge lies, the accessibility, the lower cost of these scalable tools. It means customer experience is right up there with craftsmanship now, as a primary way for small and mid-sized construction firms to differentiate themselves.
Couldn't agree more. And maybe that leads us to our final thought, something provocative for you to chew on after this deep dive. Perhaps the next era of success in construction won't just be defined by who works the hardest on the job site, but by who works the smartest behind the scenes, using AI and automation smartly to ensure every single client feels uniquely valued and nurtured, so that every referral becomes just a natural, almost automatic outcome of providing outstanding service amplified by